Why is it a bad idea to let your house be taller than your neighbor's? Why shouldn't you buy pink sheets and blankets? And why, when you eat at someone else's house, should you never volunteer to wash the dishes? Let me tell you a story and you'll understand. One weekend, my son invited a kid from school over to the house. After that boy left, the room was a complete mess. My son spent the entire afternoon cleaning it up by himself. I asked him, why didn't you ask your friend to help you clean? He answered, I'm never inviting him over again anyway, so why make him unhappy? He was only 7 years old at the time. Years later, my son got into UCLA. One day, one of his roommates saw an exercise bar sitting on his bed. The roommate tried to bend it, but he couldn't bend it at all. Then he asked, how many reps can you do with this thing? My son shrugged and said, probably around 50, give or take. The roommate didn't believe him and even made a bet with him. He said, if you can really do 50, I'll give you $500. My son just smiled, picked up the equipment and started going. The other people in the room started counting out loud. By the time he hit 40, the roommate's face had already changed. Then, when he got to 49, my son suddenly stopped and said, nah, I'm done here. I can't do any more. At that exact moment, the whole room went completely silent. After graduation, my son got a job selling luxury cars for a company owned by a Fortune 500 corporation. One day, a very wealthy woman walked into the Ferrari showroom. She looked around for a while, then pointed at the most eye-catching car in the showroom and asked, how much is that one? My son answered, $700,000. She didn't even blink. She just said, I'll take it. But right before she was about to swipe her card, she looked up at him and asked, be honest with me. Do you think I'm being too impulsive? Now think about that for a second. If he said no, it would sound fake. If he said yes, she probably wouldn't buy it. So watch how my son closed the deal with just one sentence. He said, ma'am, when you drive this Ferrari out on the road, everyone who sees you is going to wish that at least once in their life they could be that extravagant too. The difference is you can afford to act on that impulse. They can only stand there and envy you. She smiled, paid, and drove away happy. After selling that Ferrari, my son came home and asked me, Dad, do you think I should use this commission to take my coworkers out to dinner, just so they don't get jealous and talk badly about me behind my back? I told him, absolutely not. Don't spend that money on coworkers. Spend it on clients. Buying your coworkers one dinner only gets you one fake night of fun. Building a real relationship with the right person is the kind of thing that can actually change your life. My son listened to me. In less than a month, that same woman came back and traded in her Ferrari for an even more expensive one. My son made another $12,000 in commission. Then he asked me again, so now should I take her out to dinner? I said no. Instead, send her a thank you gift worth $7,000. My son complained and said, Dad, that's way too much, but he still did it. A few days later, that woman came back with 2 friends. Those 2 bought Ferraris too. Just like that, my son easily made another $24,000. That was the moment he finally understood everything. From then on, every time that woman referred a client to him, my son gave her half the commission. And every time she left, she was smiling and walking out with a gift in her hand. In less than a year, my son made over $300,000. He became such a strong salesperson that the company even rewarded him with a sports car. He drove that car home smiling from ear to ear and asked me, how are you always so accurate? How do you always see everything before it happens? I just smiled, pulled a book off the shelf, handed it to him and said, take this book home, read it from beginning to end, and then you'll understand. People love to talk about success like it only comes from talent, but real life does not work that way. A person can be hardworking, well-educated, and genuinely kind, and still get ignored, pressured, used, blamed, or completely outplayed by other people.